Welcome back. If you or someone you care about relies on Social Security benefits to make ends meet, there's a new policy in effect that could seriously impact your financial stability. The Social Security Administration, SSA, now has the authority to withhold your entire monthly benefit check if they determine that you've been overpaid. Yes, you heard that right. They can now take 100% of your benefits until the full amount they claim you owe is repaid. Before this change, the SSA had a much more manageable approach. In cases of overpayment, they would typically withhold just 10% of your monthly benefit. So, for example, if you were receiving $2,000 a month, they would keep $200 and allow you to continue receiving $1,800. That way, you could still cover basic expenses like rent, groceries, or medication. But under the new rule, if they say you were overpaid, even if it was their own mistake, they can take the full amount of your benefit check until the debt is repaid in full. Let's put this into perspective. Imagine you receive a letter from the SSA saying you were overpaid by $11,000. Maybe the system didn't register an income change, or there was a miscalculation on their part. Instead of slowly reclaiming the money as before, they can now withhold every single dollar of your monthly check until that $11,000 is paid back. No warning, no buffer. Just gone, until the balance is zero. And this isn't just hypothetical. Between 2015 and 2022, the SSA made nearly $72 billion in improper payments, most of which were overpayments. Many of these cases weren't the fault of the recipients. Mistakes happen due to paperwork delays, reporting errors, or glitches in the system. Some people don't even realize they've been overpaid until years later. And by then, they may owe thousands of dollars. These individuals are often retired or disabled, living on a fixed income, and now they're being penalized for a situation they had no control over. Now you might be wondering, didn't we have protections in place before? Yes, we did. In 2024, the Biden administration introduced a cap limiting SSA withholdings to 10% of a person's benefit to prevent people from facing financial ruin. Unfortunately, that protection no longer applies to any new overpayments. The SSA claims this new policy will help recover over $7 billion in taxpayer funds over the next decade. But many believe that it's being done at the expense of the most vulnerable members of society, seniors, people with disabilities, and low-income recipients who often aren't even aware an error occurred. Thankfully, there's been pushback. Lawmakers have introduced a bipartisan bill called the Social Security Overpayment Relief Act, which, if passed, would stop the SSA from recovering debts that are more than 10 years old, especially if the mistake was the agency's fault. But while this bill is still making its way through Congress, the current policy remains in place. To make matters even more difficult, the SSA is now harder than ever to reach. Staffing cuts and budget reductions have forced 47 field office closures and led to over 7,000 employee layoffs. If you try to call, expect long wait times. In-person support is even more limited. This leaves many recipients with little help or clarity when they receive a confusing or alarming notice. So, what can you do right now to protect yourself? First, if you haven't already, create a free My Social Security account at SSA.gov. This is the most efficient way to monitor your benefits, view your payment history, and check for any discrepancies. It can help you catch mistakes early, before they become major problems. Second, report any life changes as soon as they happen. Got a part-time job? Moved in with someone? Got married or divorced? Even a small change in your living or income situation could affect your benefits. Failing to report these changes quickly can lead to unexpected overpayments. If you do receive an overpayment notice, don't panic. You have a few options. First, you can request a lower repayment rate, especially if losing your entire check would leave you unable to meet basic needs. Second, if you believe the overpayment is incorrect, you can file an appeal. Third, you may be eligible to request a waiver, particularly if the overpayment wasn't your fault and paying it back would cause significant financial hardship. Many people have successfully received waivers, but you need to act quickly and follow the process. It's also important to know that the SSA can't start collecting the money immediately. By law, they must wait at least 30 days after sending the notice, plus around 5 days for mailing time before they begin withholding any money. That gives you a short window to respond, ask questions, or request changes. This new policy is a big deal, but staying informed and proactive can make all the difference. If you check your SSA account regularly, report life changes promptly, and respond quickly to any notices, you'll be in a much better position to avoid unexpected surprises. And if you've already received an overpayment notice, you're not alone. Thousands of people are in the same boat. It may feel unfair or overwhelming, but there are options, and there is support out there. If you found this helpful, feel free to share it with someone else who might benefit. And if you've ever experienced an SSA overpayment or are dealing with one now, I'd love to hear your story in the comments. You might just help someone else going through the same thing. Stay informed, stay safe, and take good care of yourself. I'll see you in the next video.